Ahoy ahoy crew, let's go over a leveling guide for Shining Moon RO. A few notes before we start. First, leveling gear I'm going to do a separate video on, so those will not be included here. I'm going to go over a couple very important and useful information before I get into the specific leveling spots. First is Ctrl Z, which is just Ctrl Z on your keyboard. It'll open a list, and these are all parties that are currently active. You can use this to join parties or make your own party, and it's very efficient for getting parties together, especially for leveling. On the left side, you can see the level range of parties, and on the right side, you can see usually the dungeon that they're in. This one's Piranha. Someone's doing instances, Tag Dungeon, Niflheim, Magma 3. To join a party, simply click on the button, like on the party's info. Click join, and they'll invite you or not invite you. The party leader gets a message that can say accept or decline, and they can choose. If you ask multiple times and still don't get in, it might be because the party's full, or because the party leader, if they teleport when your message pops up, the message disappears, so they can't, they lose the invite message. So try joining a couple times. If you still don't get in, PM them, and if they say it's full or whatever, then you have to find another party. Now, if you want to create your own party and add it to this list, there's a kind of hidden button. The Adventurer Agent Registration is a button, even though it kind of doesn't look that much like a button. At least not right away when you first look at it, but it's a button. So you open that, it gives you this window. You can choose your level range for your party, and then in the info, you type the dungeon or wherever you're farming. So we'll do Rudis 3, and then we can create, and it'll add our party to the list. Now people can click on it and join our party. It will give us a little window and open it up when they ask to join. If you want to delete your party, which when you're done, you should delete your party so that it's not left up and you don't get random asks for invites all day, simply click cancel. And done. Easy peasy. Next is bounty boards. For the bounty boards, go to Eden. You can also put a bounty board in guild houses, but if you don't have that, go to Eden. There's one right here. Click on the bounty board. If we want to do, let's say, piranhas, which are one of the main bounty boards that people use, you talk to the bounty board, choose Bacillus, because that's where piranhas are, 70 to 175. Check the bounty mission, and then we can choose Piranha or Hunt All. Hunt All gives you all the quests. Piranha just gives you Piranha. So you can choose it. I already have the quest. If you want to turn in the quest when you're done, again, go to Bacillus, 70 to 175. Collect bounty rewards. And it'll ask you if you want to collect one bounty or all of them. All will hand in every bounty you finished. One will turn in just one bounty. So if we finish piranhas, we choose turn in piranha, we get our XP, we're done, we're good. And that's it for the bounty boards. They're pretty simple. They're just confusing at first when you don't know how it works. And the last thing I want to show is where to get the illusion quests. So there's two different illusion quests. There's one that asks you to kill 100 of monsters in the dungeon, and another one that asks you to kill specific monsters in the dungeon. The one that asks you to kill 100 monsters are usually very quick, and I recommend doing them, especially if you're solo leveling. You can find those ones in Eden. So you go to Eden, and you go to the left side, all the way in the back. This guy right here, Illusion Dailies, you can accept all the quests from him. Easy peasy. He gives you the quest, done. When you finish it, come back, and you click finish quest, turn in the quest. He gives you XP, you're good. The other illusion quests are at Go 47. Alright, so we're in Go 47. The NPC is in the top left corner, right here. He's like a white jester, I guess. Speak to him, choose quests, accept, and then you can accept any of these. Accept all, may as well take all the quests for any of the dungeons you do. And if you want to turn them in, you do quests hand in. Hand in will just automatically turn in all the quests you have done, which is very clean and simple. You also get illusion stones when you do these. And that's it for those. So, now that the basics are out of the way, we'll get into the specific leveling areas. Alright, from levels 1 to 30, roughly, Anthell and Anteggs, or Anteggs and Anthell, are very efficient for leveling up. They're also very easy because they're mobbed together. It's very quick to use this as the start. Alternatively, you can do Eden boards in Eden, or Payon Dungeon Floor 1. For levels 30 all the way to 70, again, Eden boards can help you. I much prefer just going to Orc Dungeon and slaughtering orcs, because it's very mobby. Again, most of these places are going to be very mobby, and it's pretty good XP. And it should carry you all the way to 70. From levels 70 to 100, one of the main places is Piranhas in Bacillus Dungeon, mainly because there's a bounty board for these, which I showed earlier in the video. You can find the bounty under the Bacillus tab, because it's Bacillus Dungeon. And this is where a lot of people will stay all the way to 90 or 99. Once you get closer to 90, you can move to Magma Dungeon 2, though you may need to have some gears to be able to do it reliably, or have a party to do it with. But this will definitely is better than Piranhas, though you can't take the bounty board until you're level 101. But it definitely helps a lot above 90 to carry you to 99. At level 100, you can now do the Illusion of Moonlight bounty boards. Or sorry, illusion quests. These will help a lot early on when you first hit 100, assuming you can actually kill the mobs, but it'll give you a couple levels, even on ×1. Other than that, from level 100 to 120, Magma Dungeon is still very good, especially because you can now take the bounty board for killing the Magma Dungeon monsters, so this should get you all the way to 120. At level 120, you can now do the Illusion of Frozen illusion quests. These ones are a bit not as great as the Moonlight to start. They're kind of mediocre. They're still good, though, especially if you're solo. They're not bad to do. From levels 120 to 130, you can go to Bath, which is extremely good XP for what it is. And you can go here even sooner than 120, but you need a lot of hit to be able to hit the mobs, so you might not be able to do it. But if you can hit the mobs before 120, you can come here even earlier, and the XP is still insane. It's very good. At level 130, you can do Illusion of Vampire, the illusion quests, of course. This is another one. It's kind of okay for XP. It's nothing super crazy. And if you're strong enough at this point, you can also try Rudis 3, which is a very good place for XP, and somewhere you will probably be stuck for a little while. Especially on ×1. The XP here is insanely good for like the next 40 or 50 levels. At level 140, guess what? You're still in Rudis 3. This is really the only place you can go. You can stay at Bath if you want to, or if you're not strong enough to do Rudis. But Rudis is the best at this point. At level 150, you can do the Illusion of Abyss illusion quests. These ones are pretty good. They're definitely a lot better than Vampire and Frozen are, if you compare them. You can also do Illusion of Teddy at 150 as well. So you unlock 2 illusion dungeons at the same time, which can help boost your XP a bit. Illusion Teddy is another one of the okay dungeons, though, for illusion quests. The XP's good. It's not amazing. If you're in a party, you'll likely just stay in the party and don't bother doing the Illusion Teddy. And for just regular mob grinding, well, you're still in Rudis 3. Like I said, Rudis 3 is very hard to beat for a leveling spot. It's just very efficient. The biggest issue here, which I didn't mention before, is the Dolors. They hit pretty hard and fast, and have like a long range. But if you can avoid that and not get bullied too hard, then it won't be too bad. At level 160, you can do Illusion of Luanda daily quests. These ones are really good, though it can be a pain to do this dungeon because a lot of the monsters are ranged and they can hit pretty hard. But other than that, it's pretty good for XP wise. You can also do Illusion of Twin, which is all melee mobs. There isn't even any ranged here, and it's also very good for XP. I think it's actually very good. And for regular mob farming, we are back in Rudis again for the fifth time, I guess. Fourth, fifth? Doesn't matter. Rudis 3 is like hell. You're just trapped here for all eternity. At level 170, you can do the Illusion of Labrynth daily illusion quest. It's a little bit better than Rudis 3. You can grind either one until 175-ish. At level 175, you can do Magma Dungeon 3. There's also Eden board quests for these, which I recommend taking. This dungeon is gonna be where you level until you're basically at 200, or maybe 190, 185. This is another dungeon where you use the Ctrl Z, set up a party, and you level all together. This is very good in parties because it's very mobby and it's very tight. So you're able to clear a lot of monsters very fast. Alternatively, you can stay in Illusion Labrynth and just keep leveling there. But a full party in Magma Dungeon is likely going to be better. At level 185, you can continue in Magma 3, or you can also do the level 200 dungeons if you can properly kill the mobs. If you can't, they're going to be terrible. Which are Einbeck 3 or Odin's Past. So it's either Odin's Past, Einbrock, or Illusion Labrynth, or Magma 3. Odin's Past, you really want to focus on these big plasmas. Any of the plasma mobs will give you a lot more XP than the rest of the mobs will. Once you're at level 190, you can do Abyss Lakes 4, which is pretty good in XP, but if you have a full party, Magma Dungeon 3 is probably still going to be the most efficient way to level up. It's just very hard to beat in a full party. And from level 200 to 230, you're stuck in Niflheim Dungeon, Hell 2.0, because you're going to be here for a long while. On times 1, it takes quite a bit of time here. You'll spend many hours killing mobs. Times 100, it doesn't take as long. It's a lot quicker. And levels 230 plus, you also do parties here as well. 230 plus, I kind of stop caring about the level that much. I'm more focused just on, like, I'll do maybe illusion quests. Do all the illusion quests, get a little bit of XP from those. Only really grind for XP on the weekends when there's an XP event. Otherwise, 230 plus, I just kind of let it happen, as it were. You can also go to floor 2, which gives a little bit more XP of Niflheim Dungeon, but it's kind of less mobby, so it's not necessarily as good. And that's it for the leveling guide. Hopefully this helps you. If it does help you and you want to support the channel, join the Captain's Club. It helps me out. It's only $1 Canadian, asterisk somewhere. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with friends, and we'll see you in the next video.